What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hobby Talk with MikeO. I'm really excited today to be talking to my friend Dave Kaminke. Today we'll be talking about an array of stuff. A little bit about Dave's PC. Loves to PC his favorite teams, along with Hall of Famers, rookie cards, anything, I guess, that catches his eye. We'll also talk a little bit about the National coming up and how much fun that is, the incredible experience it is beyond just the card show. And we'll just kind of talk about whatever comes up. So, Dave, how you doing?
Good, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
Definitely excited to have you on. So, Dave, we've gotten to know each other a little bit over the last few years. We met through YouTube, watching each other's videos, and of course, that kind of springs into other social media, such as Facebook, and there's a lot of ways to connect online.
That's 100% accurate there, Mike. You live in your Patriots, and I'm a New York Jet fan, so I hate Tom Brady. You love him. And, I'm a big Mets fan. You love the Phillies. And I think they're playing tonight. I'm not sure what the score is. It was 2-2 last time I looked.
Well, I mean, I think it's in your best interest to not pay attention to what's going on in the top of the ninth inning. I can just say that at the time of this recording, the Phillies and Mets are playing game one of a series. And the Phillies have struggled a lot in the last 3-4 weeks, and the one team they're doing all right against is the Mets right now.
Well, they're in the Mets bullpen right now, so you're probably pretty safe for a victory tonight, knowing how they've been playing this year. So
yeah, it's been a struggle for the Mets. Hey, that's the way baseball goes. We still have a half a season to go, so it's going to be interesting to see how things develop, but Dave, let's kick things off talking a little bit about some of the stuff you collect. Obviously, you love the hobby, so you kind of collect a little bit of everything, I guess. But like me, you do like to collect your PC teams, the teams you like to follow. Those include the Jets, the Mets. I know you collect some Yankees stuff as well, and the New York Knicks.
Yep, I do a little bit of the New York Giants as well for football. I got like 2 hockey cards of the New York Rangers, but don't really collect too much hockey. But yeah, I'm a 3-sport collector. Mostly like the Mets and Yankees autographs, base cards. Love making the binders and collecting the rookie cards. And then I also collect all the other things too, all the really good players that are mostly retired guys. So I collect autographs of them, guys from the 80s, 90s, and some Hall of Famers. And then really rookie cards, 80s, 90s, and some modern day stuff.
So when you're collecting a lot of these guys, is it more a nostalgic thing? Is that why you kind of gear towards the retired players?
Yeah, so it's guys I've respected in the game or just liked the way they played. Guys that I grew up watching mostly. And then, the Hall of Famers, obviously I never watched them play, but just for what they've done for the game, that's why I enjoy collecting their autographs as well.
Yeah, I think there's something, it's fun obviously to collect Hall of Famers and the big value guys, the guys who made a massive impact on the game, but I think just collecting players that made an impact on you is definitely extremely satisfying. The guy doesn't have to be a Hall of Famer. He could just be a really good player. But if it's someone you have memories of watching or, you enjoyed following their career or you liked them for whatever reason, I think that always gives some added value. It doesn't always have to be about the monetary value, but there's an added value to collecting players you like, you enjoy, you respect, have memories of. That's definitely one of the many fun aspects of this hobby.
Yeah, for sure. So like I said, most I collect is like a lot of some of the older Mets and Yankees, but like I got autographs of guys like Sid Bream and Terry Pendleton and Doug Drabeck, and go alongside with my Frank Robinson, Lou Brox, and Ozzie Smith. So they're all great players, and I enjoy collecting autographs of all of them.
Yeah, Sid Bream and some of those guys on the Pirates back in the day. The Braves players, Terry Pendleton, they're guys that growing up, you would see on television a lot. Before you had as much national exposure. I mean, nowadays you can see just about every team kind of whenever you want via the internet or TV. But I feel like back in the 80s and 90s, that's when you'd see your local team, and then you'd get those occasional national games, but you'd really get the national exposure when these teams would be in the postseason, which obviously those players definitely had several years there where they would find their way on that October stage.
Oh yeah, for sure. So even like for me, living in Texas, moving from New York as a kid, I didn't get very many Mets and Yankee games. Yankees, I got a lot more when they came in the postseason and a little bit of national TV, but for the most part, I had to watch a lot of baseball and a lot of different teams when they were on. A lot of new Texas Ranger games.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the team specifically, the Jets. They've had their struggles. They obviously had their runs too. They had a couple years there where they'd reached the AFC Championship, but off and on, they're a team they're still building right now. But obviously, as a diehard fan of a team, you enjoy collecting. You collect what you can, maybe some base team sets, maybe some hits. Obviously, when a team struggles, you can get some really nice cards, pretty cheap. They don't hold much value. But when a team gets an early draft pick and drafts a franchise quarterback or the hope of a franchise quarterback, a guy like Sam Darnold, have you had a chance to kind of pick up much of his stuff yet, or are you kind of holding back right now?
I'm holding back a little bit. I did get burnt on the Geno Smith and the Bryce Petty PCs. So, but now I've got some base rookies of Sam Darnold. I'm probably going to get an autograph of him sometime this year. He's still a bit pricey. I don't really want to spend like $100 on an autograph yet. But I'm going to eventually. I need at least one for sure.
I would think his second year autos should be at least a little cheaper than the rookie autos. You would think, at least, right?
I'm assuming they're going to be. I don't want to get like a sticker. I want a nice on card. And that's one thing why I've not picked up any Darnold yet. There's not a whole lot of ones that I think are really good looking cards that are reasonably priced. So I'm kind of going to wait for something that comes out that I really like, and then I'll jump all over it.
You have a favorite Jets card?
Probably my 1986 Al Toon rookie. One of my favorite cards as a kid, and I think I graded it. Mine didn't grade very well. It got a 6, but I still am happy to display it in the house. And then I also got my Joe Namath 5-star booklet that I really like. And then my Joe Namath Chad Pennington dual auto. Those would be my 3 favorite Jet cards.
5-star. Definitely missed the 5-star football. Thankfully, we obviously still have baseball being produced, but 5-star is just such a beautiful set. A great way to add an awesome-looking card of a player you enjoy. So it is frustrating, the state of the hobby, when you have sticker autographs that you have to look out for a lot. Do you have an opinion on stickers? I mean, obviously you're trying to get some on cards, but I mean, do you kind of accept them in some situations?
Yeah, so it just depends on the player and the card. So a good example of a recent card that just came out is Topps Museum this year. They have Carlos Delgado in a Mets uniform. There's not much out there with him in a Mets uniform, and this one comes with a nice patch. But it is a sticker auto, and the card still looks pretty nice, and that's something I'd probably pick up. Maybe sometimes if the sticker is hidden really well, I don't have a problem with it, but some of the stuff like I would say Contenders, the sticker autos on those are just awful, where you can it's total obviously there's a sticker there, and those are things I'm just going to avoid. Like the Museum was something I still would jump on, and maybe even like a Hall of Fame guy that the cards still look pretty nice. I don't mind the sticker, but for just a normal autograph card, I'd probably try to avoid it.
Yeah, I understand there's some situations where they're going to use the stickers. What I don't get with Panini is when they're using them on super high-end products, like products that are $300-$400 a box. I think that's fairly ridiculous. Topps does do it with certain products like Triple Threads and Museum Collection, but they at least do it on those relic cards that they have to piece together. Obviously, the production time is a little longer on those, But if you look at like the base autographs in the set or the ones without material or relics, those are on cards. So I will pick up the sticker autographs from time to time, but it's certainly not my preference. I don't think there's ever been a time where I said, oh, this card looks better with the sticker autograph than the card being signed itself. And my thing is, would you really want to buy an autographed baseball with a sticker on it or a bat or something? I mean, probably not, right? So.
Oh, no way. I mean, yeah, so like even like we just talked like the museum and like some of those relic stuff that have to have the sticker. It's understandable. But yeah, like National Treasures, there's absolutely no reason why there should have sticker autos in those products. Like even I was looking at trying to find a nice Warren Moon autograph, and half of them are stickers, but I can get the on card for the same exact price as the sticker most of the time. So why would I go with the sticker because it's National Treasures? Why would I even? I'm not going to do that. So yeah, they shouldn't have, like, those high-end products shouldn't have it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some super low-end products, so be it. And there's even some things, and I don't like it, but like Topps Chrome Update Baseball, the stickers look ridiculous on that. I mean, stickers on top of Chrome looks terrible. But I at least understand that's a product that they kind of rush out and they put it out to retail only. And when it's a retail product, like, you have to get it out by a certain time before the season's over or the retailers aren't going to want it. So I kind of get it. They toss the stickers on it. I understand why they're doing it. I still don't like it, and I'd prefer it to be on card, but you understand the purpose of it. There's other times where I sit there and look at it and I'm thinking, like, what was the reason they decided to place a sticker here other than to completely, rush the thing out and save costs? But, oh well, it is part of the hobby. It's something we obviously have to live with. Some people don't mind it. Some people could care less. If you're any type of autograph enthusiast, you definitely should be anti-sticker autograph. Again, it doesn't mean you don't accept them in some cases, but on card is certainly the way to go whenever you can do it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, unless you're like a player collector where you have to have every card of a certain player, then you kind of deal with the stickers because that's what it is. You're trying to get every card, but if you can avoid it, you might as well just avoid it, in my opinion. So, like, I got a couple of cards here in front of me. Like, I have a sticker here, John Taylor autograph I just got. I don't really care for John Taylor that much, but he was a good player, so I need an autograph of him, so I just picked this up. But that's because I just needed an autograph of him, so it's not a big deal. It was like $5 shipped. But if I'm going to try to get like someone I like a Darryl Strawberry or Dwight Gooden, I'm not going to pay for a sticker. I'm going to get a nice on card and go from there.
How about the Knicks collection? I mean, I think your focus, at least to me, has always seemed to be on baseball and football a little more so, but I do know you have you collect some Knicks cards, you got some Patrick Ewing cards, you have anything you want to talk about with that PC?
No, so it's the same as most of the other stuff. It's a lot of the older Knicks when the Knicks were pretty good. I don't watch too much basketball anymore, so I don't follow the Knicks as much as I used to, and they're not on TV as much as they used to be. But I collect the guys I watched growing up in the 90s, early 2000s maybe, with the Allen Houstons and Latrell Sprewells. But it's a lot of, John Starks, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, I said Allen Houston, and guys like that. I get all their autographs. Usually just need like one of each player. I do have a couple of John Starks. He was my second favorite player, so I got about 5 or 6 autographs of him. But mostly it's like a lot of the old retired Knicks that I collect.
Again, it's definitely fun to kind of look back and pick up players and teams that you vividly remember, especially when, there's something special happens, whether it's a run at a championship or during, certain years of your life and stuff. So that's always something that's, added fun to the hobby. Pete Alonso is having an absolutely epic rookie season, all-star home run derby participant. I think he has the mid-season record. I don't know if it's for rookies outright or just Mets, but obviously he's had an incredible year. So that's got to be exciting for you to be able to kind of chase some Pete Alonso stuff. And they put out so many products. There's certainly rookie cards you can get at a really reasonable price.
I've already picked up a couple of the Pete Alonsos, a couple off of you, and then a couple of his prospect first Bowman, and then the first Bowman Chrome. But they've got pretty pricey pretty quick, so I'm kind of just going to wait for them to cool down a little bit, and then I'll jump on some more of them. His autographs, I'm kind of mad I didn't jump on him like 2 years ago, because he's one of the first prospects that I've heard about that's going to be pretty solid. And I'm always pretty weary of getting on that prospect train, but I should have jumped on some of his autographs pretty quick and did not pull those triggers.
I think the problem with baseball is, and obviously it happens with all sports, you get a guy who's super hyped in the NFL and the guy just doesn't pan out. But baseball's tricky because obviously the process of getting to the big leagues alone can take several years, and then if you get there, you even a star player. So to me, like, there's been guys, Phillies prospects that I've picked up, and I've never gone crazy with the prospecting for the Phils, but you end up picking up guys, and then you're like, this guy ended up getting traded while he was in Double-A and never even put on the uniform for that team, or in some cases they don't even make the major leagues, and then eventually you're like, I don't even have the memory of this guy being terrible that I can at least laugh and make fun of it. Like, it's a weird, it's kind of a weird process in terms of that.
Yeah, so at least like with the baseball, like I'm a rookie collector in heart. So like I want to collect all the rookie, not the autographs, but just like the base rookies. I'm excited about getting those. So that's one thing about the baseball. You can go get those first Bowmans, and then you could get his rookie cards, and then they're not too expensive. Trying to do prospect autographs is just a little too much for risk, I would say, for me personally. But yeah, some of those you can go after some of those prospect guys, and then all of a sudden they're playing for the Philadelphia Phillies, and they're no good to me anymore.
Yeah, they're beyond like no good if they're with the Phils, right? The thing is too with like the Bowman Chrome autos, the first Bowman Chrome autos, you look at it sometimes, you're like, man, these are so cheap. I could pick them up, and maybe one of them will be like a $500 card eventually. But then at some point, you would realize, oh, I spent like $700 to end up getting one card that became the hot card. Because there's just so many guys they end up making, and these guys just don't make the major leagues. I mean, you can always scroll through old Bowman Chrome first autos, and you're like, wow, who are these guys? It's no surprise they're all listed at $1.99 free shipping.
Yes, that's a game I try not to play with those prospect guys. Like, I almost would rather spend, like, if they play for a couple of years, and they do real well, and their card's worth $100 after a couple of years, and I'd rather just spend $100 and buy that card than spending hundreds of dollars hoping that these cards are worth some kind of money.
Yeah, and the hobby's really pushed towards the prospecting. I mean, prospecting is huge in the hobby, I think, bigger than maybe ever before, because you have these, color parallels, low serial numbered cards of guys that are either pop onto the scene and make it fairly big quickly, or people expect to be big, and the prices have just kind of escalated over the years, and now you have people spending a couple grand on guys who are in Double-A. And while I appreciate the excitement about these players and the current game, it's just you got to take a step back and go, is that really a wise investment? And when does this end?
Yeah, so even let's take like Vlad Guerrero Jr. His rookie autos are several $100s. And I could buy his Hall of Fame dad's autograph for $35. So it gets a little ridiculous. I mean, and no one's going to end up being. Most of them are going to be Aaron Judge or Mike Trout. Some of these guys their rookie cards have gone a little nuts over the last couple of years. Most of the time, they're just going to be $1 cards, or autographs will be $10 cards, where people spend like $200-300 on them right now, just hoping that they make it.
Yeah, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. And I'm pro current players. Obviously, I love vintage and I love Hall of Famers and I have a great respect for that. But I think it's important to appreciate the current game as well. But again, the future of the game, it's just a little insane. And I guess there's certain cards that make their mark on the hobby, and they leave an impression on people, and people compare everything to that. So I think that Mike Trout Topps Update rookie, the way that price has escalated over the last few years, is really what has kind of catapulted Topps Update to kind of the top of a lot of people's lists. A lot of people are always chasing those rookie cards, and you see certain players who are playing well, but they're like borderline all-star guys, and those Topps Update cards just pop up in price because people are trying to jump on that next big thing.
Have you looked at the Christian Yelich Update rookies now?
I mean, last I saw, they were what, like 150 or 200? Like, that might be wrong.
Yeah,
like it's something outrageous. They were like $35 in a 10.
Yeah, they're like, I think the Chrome is like, I think I saw one for well over 100, maybe close to 200, and the base Topps update was 87. I think I looked at it yesterday on auction. I mean, that was $1 card a year and a half ago.
Should have spent a lot of dollars on those. Would have made out well.
Yeah, I should have went through those dollar boxes at the National last year instead of hanging out all the whole time.
Yeah. I think prospecting is like I like aspects of it for sure. It's definitely an added bonus, something a little fun to look at in the hobby, or like the investment angle, and not even like truly investing, but just kind of adding stuff to your collection at the right time, getting cards at a good price before they escalate. There's something that's definitely entertaining about that aspect, but I do think it's easy to get carried away. And, when a hobby is popular, like right now, the hobby is definitely in a growing mode, and there's a lot of excitement about it and enthusiasm, and that's awesome. But when that does happen, that does bring in people who they don't necessarily have a true love of the cards or any strong meaning to the cards. It's more of a money grab type of thing. So that's just something that happens.
Yeah, I'm in here for like the hobby part of the hobby. I collect. I don't sell a whole lot, so even prospecting for me would even be good because there's so many other cards I want to collect and keep for myself. I could just wait for stuff to pan out. But other people that actually, if you have money to invest in it, it's a great time to do it for sure. Something like the 2014, 2013 5-stars. They're just pretty nice cards.
Yeah, 5-stars pretty epic. A few years ago, I didn't love the silver foil, but the ones they had with the rainbow foil actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, and I think with those the blue version parallel, those are actually looked a lot nicer than some of the definitely than the base ones. But that was definitely my least favorite 5-star year for sure.
5-star is just great because you get that good mix of not just Hall of Famers, but you get the really good players that are popular, and it's a great way to add some of those guys, like an awesome looking on-card autograph to your collection, whether it be like a Dave Stewart they've made in the past, and so many other guys that I know I've picked up. I feel like I might have a Carlos Delgado from it one year. I think it was
Delgado. I think it was 2015. Yeah, 2015 Delgado. I think the white border, or just the white card, 5-star. That was a Delgado one. I'm looking at my box right now. So, 2015 5-star. That had the Delgado in it. A couple other ones I'm looking. You got Dennis Eckersley, some Andre Dawson's in a lot of these, or I think John Kruk might have been in 2012. One of your guys.
Yeah, I forget what year. I think you're right, 2012, but I know I have that for sure.
Eric Davis, another old school guy that was a good player. He's in the 5-star. Will Clark, Chris Sabo, guys like that.
Yeah, just fun players that you remember watching Eric Davis, if Eric Davis played in like today's world, he would have been a fantasy darling there for a few years with the power he had, the speed. He would have been one of those guys who helped a few guys win fantasy baseball leagues, and then they probably would have PC'd his stuff, and I bet his cards would have been pretty hot there for a while in today's world with all the stuff they make.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, really, for him, guys like that from the 80s, you get like 3 rookie cards. That's all we had for us to do, like Donruss, Fleer, and Topps. So, yes, if he had a prospect auto and just even a Chrome, Topps Chrome rookie, they'd probably be super hot.
So 5 stars, awesome. You mentioned Gypsy Queen. Gypsy Queen autographs I'm a huge fan of. They're pretty pricey because that product it's tough to pull some of the big name autographs. You usually get like the $2 ones if you're to break it. But I love the look of them. But a set that definitely is a standout, and it's something that you actually turned me on to, is Topps Retired. Those cards, those chrome autographs of whether they're Hall of Famers or just star players, are absolutely fantastic. And kind of ever since you really introduced me to them, that's where I've been trying to pick up the Phillies ones. And, it's beyond Phillies. I'll pick up other players as well when I can. But those cards are unbelievable. So I know you have quite a few of them, and they're pretty stellar looking.
Yeah, so the 2003, 2004 Topps Retired are pretty nice. The 2004, that black border, those are just fantastic with those blue autographs that just pop. I think I had the Blackjack McDowell was probably one of the ones you saw first that you probably just like, whoa. And I know for a Phillies fan, they have, I think, John Crux in that, Darren Dalton. I'm not sure who else from the Phillies.
I know they made Dale Murphy.
Sets.
I definitely picked up the Dale Murphy. Carlton.
Yeah, so I think that was...
Carlton's in a set. Well, maybe not he might not be in the black border year, but I think Schmidt's pretty pricey. I just actually picked up, I didn't even show it off yet, but I picked up a Robin Roberts. That's the white border one. I won that at a fairly low price, so I was just psyched to add that one to the collection.
Yeah, and I might have actually been watching that card too, actually. So I think it wasn't that long ago when it was. Yeah, I think I was watching it and then it passed, and I never bid on it or nothing. But yeah, for sure, that was. I know the Mike Schmidt 2004 is pretty expensive, especially if they come in like the refractor. Those are super expensive. Well, like usually they're all over about $100, especially the big name players, and then you get even to a couple hundred. So I've been looking for the Yogi Berra one. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet. That's the next one I'm probably going to be maybe trying to snag.
What's that one generally sell for?
Yeah, I don't have a price on it. I think it was, I want to say minimum of 50, probably close to 100. Yeah. Somewhere in the 50 to $100, somewhere in there.
I just noticed some of the Hall of Famers in those sets can get fairly pricey, but they're just beautiful looking cards. I mean, I never broke that stuff or anything, so I'm not even entirely sure what the breakdown was. Like, did you ever see that product broken back in the day, or not really? Like, do you know how they distribute it?
So I think they were just normal hobby boxes because they come with base cards. So I think they just came in normal packs. Just Topps Retired was the name of the product. But I wasn't in the hobby back then, so I missed a lot of that, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that was when I was in a big time lull. So that's why I was just always wondering, because they're in those cases. So I've always wondered kind of like, how were they released? Because I do know there's Topps Retired base cards, so I just thought maybe knew offhand. But they're unbelievable. They might have been
cards. like one pack maybe to a box, maybe something like that, where they had like the base and then the one was it encased card? But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, they're just awesome though. If people are out there listening and you're not familiar with Topps Retired, I mean, if there's a specific player or team you collect, just do yourself a favor, pop over to eBay, avoid the ones that maybe Dave or myself are possibly bidding on, and just check them out. I mean, you don't have to pull the trigger right away, but they're definitely gorgeous cards, and there's a fairly nice selection, so you can get some pretty cool players, and they're just stunning-looking cards. Beautiful autographed baseball cards.
Well, if they are listening, they actually could probably tell you right now might be the best time for them since I'm not spending any real money on